and welcome to the show. Saturday, another week of the Sheeple Shepherd podcast. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am excited to have you here. It's the 13th episode of the Sheeple Shepherd podcast, and this week we are talking MLMs again. That's in the next segment, and I'm by myself because I don't have a guest, so you're stuck with me. But there's lots of stuff to go over in the news this week. Holy man. If you're an anti-vaxxer and you're working at the University Health Network in Toronto, this isn't going to be a good week for you. Toronto University Health Network says their staff that are unvaccinated against COVID-19 have until October 22nd to get a vaccine. After that, what are they going to do? Are they going to swab you every day? No. Are they going to screen you with silly questions? No. Are they going to make you wear 5 masks? No. They're going to fire you. You're fired. Get out. It's about time science is starting to win. They say 900 of their staff members at this point have not told the University Health Network their vaccine status. And that doesn't mean they're all anti-vaxxers. Could just be a processing thing. It could be anything at this point, but I'm sure there are a handful of anti-vaxxers in there that don't belong. So what they're saying is get yourself vaccinated or pound salt. Good for you. Good for you, University Health Network in Toronto. That's fantastic. More good news about stiffing anti-vaxxers is coming out of the U.S. Apparently, insurance companies at the beginning of the pandemic were waiving out-of-pocket expenses to anybody that was insured but had to go to the hospital for COVID-19 treatment. They were just waiving it, which is, that's pretty noble for a fucking insurance companies. Usually they're the worst at shit like that, but that's really good. But now you can really tell that the investors and their shareholders are all saying, okay, enough with the bleeding. It's time to save our money and make some money back. So what they're saying is if you're unvaccinated for any reason other than a medical block of actually not being able to be vaccinated medically, guess what? All those out-of-pocket expenses are coming out of your pockets. Remember back in the day, they were saying the anti-vaxxers had that big, if you get the vaccine, your insurance, your life insurance is null and void and blah, blah, blah. It was all a bullshit, whatever pile that they were trying to push their stupid rhetoric about the vaccines to get people to not get them. Well, now they can get their shovels out and they can dig up their goalposts and move them, because as of Monday in the United States, and again, the only reason why I'm bringing up the states is because the not so bright anti-vaxxers in this country like to regurgitate the vomit that comes from the states, because obviously there's more people, there's more anti-vax sentiment in the United States. Not saying anything, not saying that they have done demographics now on who voted for who and who got vaccinated and who didn't. Health Canada, they're approved. Every vaccine that's in Canada is approved. But down there, everybody, it's not an FDA approved vaccine. Well, I'm not getting an experimental injection. Like just the verbiage is hilarious. An experimental injection. I'll get a tattoo, but I won't get a vaccine. Well, as of this Monday coming up, Pfizer quite possibly could have FDA full approval for their COVID-19 vaccine. So dig up those goalposts, move them again. I'm actually excited. I can't wait to see where they pivot to next. It's going to be great. They have, we went from 5G, microchips. We don't hear about any of that shit really anymore. That all kind of fizzles out because once it stops bouncing around in the inside of their own echo chambers, they move on to the next thing. And the next thing was the experimental injection FDA approval. So, now it's going to be approved. So what's your excuse? Where do we go from here? I don't know. Locally, what happened this week? Oh, anything crazy? other than still no back to school plan. I wrote my third piece in the deanblundell.com blogosphere there about vaccines and mandatory vaccines in schools, and there's no such thing. They've put out a mandate light, as Dean liked to call it. I like that term, mandate light, of it sounds like recommendations, and if you're not vaccinated, you're going to get tested once a week, and if it gets too bad, it's going to go twice a week. This time last year, we were looking at, I think it was like around 20 to 30. Don't quote me. It was literally double digit numbers, very low double digit numbers of new infections a day. Today, we're at 650 a day with the Delta variant, and still no back to school safe plan. We just have a plan to normalize COVID and head back in. There's people on hospital floors. I saw a picture on Twitter of a hospital in Florida, people literally laying on floors because they have nowhere to go. It's gross. Like, it's just, you anti-vax people are disgusting. Go get a vaccine. Just go out and get a shot. So what's Doug Ford doing? What's the Minister of Health doing? What's the Minister of Long-Term Care doing? What's the Minister of Education doing? Nothing. Where is Doug Ford? Doug Ford's still missing. We know where he is. There's a federal election going on in Canada right now, and the federal PC party has probably told him, lay low because we don't want you embarrassing us. So what does Doug do? He goes out and embarrasses them this week. Well, the Ontario PC party did. The Ontario PC party released letters to their people to try and raise some funds for their campaign, and they sent them out in the style of an invoice. Brown envelope, big red letters on the outside that said invoice. You open it up in the top right-hand corner. Looked like something a high school kid would have done with Microsoft Excel. And it says invoice and amount payable and blah, blah, blah. And if you didn't read the fine print, it looks like you got a bill for $300. Some were $500. Some were $800. I saw one for $1,000. And then they got caught. They got called out. I actually wrote a column on it on deanblundell.com. Check it out. It's great. They got called out on it. They were radio silent for 2 days. The company that's behind it, they use a third party marketing company to do their fundraising, and they are shady as fuck. They're the same company. They've got ties to the robocall scandal from 2011, and I'm not getting into that today. I'm not getting into the robocall. That's literally that would be a 10 episode thing just to unpack and show you, but they're not a good company. So obviously they use these third party companies to shield themselves from liability of sorts. They're able to, at least it's a scapegoat that they knew exactly what was going on. They're saying they didn't know. Like, bullshit. That you're not getting approval? Come on. They said, we're sorry if people thought they were getting an invoice. Well, why would they think that? I mean, the envelope just said invoice. The paper inside was marked as a fucking invoice. Why would they think it was an invoice? It's a classic phishing scam. It's the same thing that we have. All levels of government have task forces set out to battle this shit when people are pretending they're from the CRA, trying to collect money from seniors and from vulnerable people that don't read the fine print. They're not glued to a Twitter account all day long watching shit like I am. People that aren't in the know, and people they're taking advantage of that, and they tried. It's a grift. It's a grift of the highest order. So Doug's doing a great job laying low for the federal PC party for sure. 100% good job. And where's the Minister of Long-Term Care on these mandated vaccines? That's my question. Where are you? Rod Phillips, the guy, he's like the diplomat to St. Bart's or whatever. He's the one that got booted out of being the finance minister last December when he faked a video saying that he was at home, snug in his bed next to his fireplace and having milk and cookies waiting for Santa. Well, meanwhile, he was in the Caribbean when everybody was told, don't travel anywhere. So anyway, embarrassing, right? Given another shot. Hey, come on in, Marilee Fullerton is an absolute clown show dumpster fire as a Minister of Long-Term Care. So let's put in Rod Phillips, give him a chance to rebuild some cred. Where is he? Nowhere. The last tweet the guy sent out was when that PC, the old premier died. Bill Davis. When Bill Davis died, he sent condolences through Twitter. We've got literally outbreaks all over long-term care again. No mandated vaccines for staff, and he's nowhere to be found. It's an absolute shit show, just a shit show. So that's what we're dealing with this week in news in this great place that we call Ontario. Federal election. That's another absolute can of worms that it'll take a whole show to unpack. Justin Trudeau's out there without a plan. He's got zero plan, zero anything. So I don't know if he's just resting on poll numbers, which are diving into the toilet right now, by the way. They're falling fast. O'Toole is promising everything under the sun, GST holidays, which is absolutely hilarious. It's buck-a-beer on a federal level. That's all that one is. He's got a couple of good points on accountability and holding ethics a little higher, which I can't disagree with him. If it's not just smoke and mirrors and a blowing sunshine up our asses. And then Jagmeet Singh, I want to like Jagmeet. Or Jagmeet Singh. I'd love to love him as a politician because I love him as a human. As a human, the guy's fantastic. I'd love to hang out and have a barbecue and a beer with the guy. But as a politician, I'm having a hard time. And I don't know why. If it's his delivery, if it's his lack of knowledge of the political structure and how things work. He's had a couple of gaffes here and there, and that he's got to get rid of that fucking TikTok. He's secure. Like James DeFiore said it best. He says I think he's securing votes for people that'll be eligible to vote in 5 or 6 years from now. Is this a long play? Which hey, maybe it is. We all know that the NDP hasn't had a shot at the federal big seat really. And maybe it's just a buildup. Maybe it's a marathon and not a sprint for him. I don't know, but I like the guy, and his heart's in the right spot. It's just that they're all a mess. We're rudderless. We have nothing. This election sucks. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna leave that now. We're gonna have a really short opening segment here because I want to leave time for Ashley to go through the MLM stuff. She's talking about cult personalities and the toxic positivity environment around these MLMs. She's really digging deep. It's so good. I'm so happy. Yeah, you're going to like this one. This is it really just goes to show what these people are all about and how people get roped in and what happens when you leave. Like you go in and everybody's your best friend and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, this isn't for me. You don't have any friends left, and it's bad. Like it's really bad. So stick around. We're bringing Ashley in next. I'm going to learn lots about MLMs, and so are you. So yeah, hang out. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning into the Sheeple Shepherd podcast. Be sure to check us out at the DeanBlundell.com podcast network and listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So the only reason why I'm doing that is to make sure that the audio is actually working.
Please.
Had nothing but issues with that.
Oh, please.
It seems to be okay, though. Hey, it's us.
What's
We're back.
up?
There we are. Hey.
Hello.
Hi. It's Ashley. It's Ryan. It's the Sheeple Shepherd podcast. It's episode 13.
Oh,
and
wow.
we are talking about MLMs again.
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 And again.
Yeah.
And again.
And again.
There's just so much stuff.
Yeah. I know.
It never ends. I'm in an argument with somebody right now on Twitter about it. It's ridiculous. These people.
Yeah, speaking of Twitter,
they just keep coming.
At Mrs. Lindley 2019, look at you go. Your Twitter's on fire, eh?
First day of it really exploding. Yeah. It's kind of, woo.
I'm 9 people away from 1,000 followers. Actually, you know what? Live update. Let's take a look. Because I think I saw something.
Oh, my goodness.
I am at, how do you even look? I don't even know how to.
He's so cool.
991.
So you're going to want to look at you.
There's 9 people away, so.
Come follow Ryan. Give him the ego boost that he
That's
so
right.
deserves.
I am in need of that, or else I will wither and die.
Yeah.
Ashley's is really good too.
I promise I tell him he's handsome like every day.
Not enough. Not enough at all.
Anyhow.
Yeah, I want to before I go on, I got to find out where did I put this thing. Let me fade this in real quick. I want to give a little plug now that we're part of a network.
Plug it up.
I've been listening to a couple of the different podcasts on our network over at deanblundell.com. Mm-hmm. One of them is the Nerd Dad podcast. That Nerd Dad is just like me. He's a nerd and he's a dad.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and he's great. So if you can, give Joe a follow and check out his podcast. You'll see the Sheeple Shepherd podcast logo in the middle there. That's what you're looking for. If you're on the deanblundell.com page, that's where you find our podcast. And then, of course, Treppin' with Bonzi. Bonzarelli, my boy Bonz. We had a nice discussion today on Twitter. Him and I, we've been back and forth a little bit. And Bonzi's a guy who sold his house, bought a Prevost RV, and just started tripping.
On the road.
That's why it's called Trippin' with Bonzi. And he's got great blog entries.
Yeah.
He's got great stories. And actually, he put a story out today, a first part of how he almost died, like literally like a minute away from death. He was told by the doctor when he was down in Nicaragua. So
I was just about to say how funny it is, and then you took it there.
No, it's not funny at all. It was actually a jarring story. It was
wow.
I couldn't believe it. Like it was it's very interesting. It's very Bonzi leads a very, very interesting life.
Well, we're glad you're okay.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
So I'm really looking forward to the rest of that series. It's going to be good.
I'm glad there is a rest of the series.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, it's
take it easy.
It's pretty crazy. I will. I'll send it to you so you can read it. You'll like it.
Please do.
Yeah, he's even got pictures and stuff from that day, him in the hospital and everything down there, and the fact that it's where he was. Like it looked like he was like in the Barton Street in Lottridge, Tim Hortons bathroom, and that's what they called like the ICU down in Nicaragua. I was
going to say, if you didn't take a picture at the hospital, were you even there?
Yeah. Oh my God. What are we talking about, Ashley? What's going on today? We're talking about cults and we're talking about toxic positivity in the MLM multi-level marketing world. What's
all comes together.
Yeah. So we were having a chat before
it all falls apart.
Yeah, before we started the show about the cult nature of these things and how it really is incredibly similar to the anti-vax people.
Yeah, like, it does seem to tie in.
It really does. So when you're listening to this and when you're listening to Ashley kind of go through this, I want you to keep in the back of your mind what's going on in the news and what you see on your social media feeds with these anti-vax idiots. And it's going to make a whole lot of sense of where their mindset comes from. But yeah, tell us about it. What's the tie-in with cults with multi-level marketing? What does a cult have to do with my jeggings and my Scentsy wax melts?
Hey. Don't talk about the wax melts. So there have been a lot of people that have gotten out of different multi-level marketing companies, and they've decided to write books and go forth with their experience because it's like, oh my God, I can't believe what I was involved in, and they've obviously left people behind, and they don't feel great about it, and they don't feel good about what they did while they were there, and they would like to bring awareness to this. And I just, like, we were talking about this earlier, it's a bit more aggressive down in the States, so we're trying to bring this up here. Not a lot of people know what's going on, and you just keep buying wax melts and jeggings, and trying to support your friend, and you're in the long run, you're not supporting your friend.
No.
You're supporting your friend's upline. So let's talk about how you get sucked into something like this, and how it turns into a cult after time.
Sorry. Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't.
Mm-hmm.
That was the
Yes.
worst ever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Podcast 101. If you're going to host a podcast, don't do that.
Yeah. We won't call them out by name, but
Stop doing that.
yeah, that was bad today.
Sorry, go ahead.
So there was a gentleman that actually got out of Amway, and he wrote a book called The Cult of Free Enterprise, and that was back in 1999. So like, this isn't new. It's just that it's, like I said, it's not quite as aggressive here, but it's coming. These companies are starting to saturate the market, and it's getting to be a little bit ridiculous. So, hang on here. Where do I want to start?
I don't know. It's your show.
It is my show. So you get pulled in usually by a friend, and it's really, really vague. Whatever their plug-in is, whatever you seem to need at the time. And it's like, why don't you just like come to this meeting, or like maybe now it's like join the Zoom call, and like they have different ways of pulling you into these groups of women, right? And then they show you how well everybody else is doing, and it's like, look at what this product has done for my life, for my family, for my skin, for my hair, for whatever it may be.
Sorry, it was called love bombing, wasn't it? Isn't that what this is?
And so when you show
that's
up
later, right?
Well,
sorry.
and this is the thing. Once you get sucked in and you show up, it's like they're so happy that you're there. Like, what an opportunity for you! You've cracked the secret.
For me,
Shh, it's a secret.
I'm just stupid.
Remember the Stonecutter episode of The Simpsons?
I'm just dumb, though. I must be smart.
So they make you feel like you've cracked the secret. This is going to be your road to passive income, part-time income, full-time income. It depends on how hard you work.
Okay.
So they make you believe that you can have what these people that are showing you the presentation, that are obviously at the tippity top of that pointy, not a pyramid, as they'll tell you. And it looks fantastic. And what you don't know is a lot of the time these people are like, they'll get a check and immediately they're buying new inventory, and then they're posting about going on a trip with the money that they made, and meanwhile they didn't make it. They just replaced what they just sold and then paid out of pocket to go somewhere, and it's just like it's just like
it's
like smoke and mirrors.
Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah, and it's very like, don't look over
here. Using your Visa to pay your MasterCard.
So it's there's a lot of like distraction techniques almost in that sense that I find, and it's creepy. It's creepy. Some of the things that these people are willing to lie about and willing to miss. Like I've seen posts from women about like, oh, you know, I've got to go to this conference, and it's terrible that I'm missing my daughter's second birthday, but I mean, I've really got to work the business. And it's like, meanwhile, you're paying out of pocket to go to this conference. You're missing a big part of your kid's life.
Yeah, you're not really.
And you're not doing what you think you're doing, unfortunately. And it's sad to watch somebody do it. Oh, is Charlie here to visit?
Charlie's here to make us. He's like, I need to be on TV.
Charlie says, don't buy that shit.
That's right.
Don't buy it, guys.
Unless it's bones.
I was just going to say, unless there's a dog treat MLM that we're not aware of. Charlie.
Oh, there is. It's BarkBox. Isn't that an MLM?
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh, please, no.
Oh, yeah, I guess not.
Now I got to Google that later. That's great.
I guess you just order that directly.
Yeah, no, it's from a website,
Sorry,
not a
BarkBox,
person.
send us something for Charlie.
So like I said, you get pulled in and you get this love bombing where everybody's like, oh my God, aren't you just the best? Look at everything you can have. Join the crew. You're going to be just like us. One of us. So I don't know what he wants.
Go on.
So we've found that these people get sucked in. They find exactly what they think that they're looking for in these companies. They find a group of women or men and women, depending on the company. I don't want to pigeonhole women here, but you think you found like a group of people that you can connect with, that you can really be friends with, until you start asking questions. and maybe you're asking why the income disclosure doesn't look right, and why it's such a hot mess to look at, and why there's so many numbers and point systems and different legs that you have to have underneath you in order to achieve different things.
I'm wondering if we can find one.
Yep. I was going to say there's lots.
I'm going to see if I can find one and we can pull it up.
And oftentimes they're going to have a disclaimer at the end of an income disclosure just letting you know that, like, results aren't typical. Must work ass off. Must neglect family.
Yeah, results are not, guaranteed or whatever.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
and
blah. We've all seen that.
And not just that, but like I said, it's so hard to read. It's a combination of numbers, weird point systems, and usually like the IKEA infograph. Like, it looks like something that you'd get trying to put like a Jagenplutz together. And it's just, it's ridiculous. So then you go and you ask your upline or somebody that you trust in this group, and they give you a very vague explanation, but they make it sound like it's super simple. Mm-hmm. So if you don't get it, obviously
you must be doing something wrong. So you're not working hard enough. So then you're going to withdraw and you're going to stop asking questions and you're going to try to work harder. And burn yourself out. Yeah, and your money.
There's a level of guilt and shame in that, and thinking that you're failing, even though this company's designed to fail, and you're blind, you're too close to it, you can't see it. So there is a gentleman who actually decided to do a bit of a breakdown into what cults do to people. His name is Stephen Hassan, and he has broken down something called the BITE model, and it's been applied to both cults and multi-level marketing. Mm-hmm. And the parallels are absolutely BITE. Yes, BITE.
BITE. Yes. All right. What's B?
Behavior control.
Behave.
Or don't, whatever. So again, you're dictating what type of a person this person can be. They want to see certain types of social media posts from you. Depending on the company you're in, you might have to be on a certain diet, look a certain way, dress a certain way. You're projecting a certain image because you're a representative of this company now. Right. So there's a little bit of creepy exploitation that way.
Not a lot of autonomy in your own. There's being your own boss and your own business.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, when somebody wants to join like an anti-MLM group and I see that they have like pronouns listed, a real job, and interestingly colored hair or a couple tattoos, I'm like, yeah, you're probably safe, because it's always Barbie dolls that seem to kind of get sucked in. It's always the really pretty girls that are trying to get into the group, and you're like, I see you. And they're usually involved in a couple of companies already, and you go to their profile and it'll say like, hashtag boss babe, hashtag this, and they've got 70 posts a day.
No, I meant the autonomy and like owning your own business.
Oh God, no. Well, you're not controlling the product or the prices or the anything. That doesn't exist. But even as a human, your autonomy isn't really yours sometimes, which is disturbing on a whole nother level if you ask me. Mm-hmm. Right. So again, your behavior is being controlled to a certain degree depending on the MLM that you work for, so you can represent their image. Hi.
I was trying to remember how to spell BITE. I don't know if I'm smart enough for an MLM.
God, he's so pretty.
I don't know if I could.
Well, and this is the sad part, is that people who are smart people get sucked into these things still. You don't have to be stupid to join a multi-level marketing company.
No, not at all, because they're really slick the way that they market it towards even certain demographics of people.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Herbalife really went after the Latino community, and
I remember that.
There's a lot. Yeah. I believe there was like a mayor somewhere that was endorsing it, and it was bad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gross. Herbalife is trash. Check it out. Just saying. Facebook page. Have a look. It's real. And it's true. So, information control. they're going to withhold or distort information, which is what we were talking about with these income disclosures and things, and maybe how long a product is taking to arrive, why a product is being held somewhere. You start asking questions and you get very, very vague answers that get washed over, and the minute you're negative about something,
double speak.
Yeah. There's people that have joined Facebook groups. Obviously there's groups for different MLMs where people can chat about things, and they'll say that, like, you posted something negative in the group and it was completely deleted, and then all of a sudden somebody's on your ass like, you can't post that here. Yeah, no, we don't want other people that work here knowing that you're having a problem.
And we're not talking about trashing a product. We're talking about actually trashing the process.
Yeah, you're working for this company and you're saying, guys, is anybody else having an issue with this? Like, I ordered this 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, I can't make any money.
I've pre-sold this and I'm waiting on it.
Right.
So that, it's pretty rough.
Wow.
It's pretty rough. So they're going to lie to you. They're going to control the information that you're actually allowed to have. There's companies that make false health claims all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, no,
we're not going to get too deep into that.
Well, we did already.
Yeah, exactly. But right now, we're not going to get too deep into that because it's is a deep subject. Well. But
that was a horrible joke.
You know what? Honestly,
that was terrible.
The guy that I'm working with at work says it all the time.
We're actually just going to close this down.
In my head. Ryan doesn't like when somebody who's not a dad makes a dad joke.
I'm the dad.
Yeah. Sorry.
What's tea? I'm trying to control your information.
Yeah.
You
do a good job.
What's tea?
Ryan knows I have ADD and he's got to walk me through the podcast or else it won't get done.
That's right. We'll be here until 5 a.m. and we'll be talking about candy and puppies eventually.
Is there a candy and puppy MLM?
Yeah, see?
Because shit, I'll join that one.
Tea. What's tea?
I'm starting it. I'll be at the top. I'll win. T. Thought control. Cults are going to seek how to control members' think. This makes sense.
Waco, Texas.
This makes sense. Drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah. We all know about drinking the Kool-Aid. This is a thing. Like you were saying, doublespeak, loaded language, weird cliches and things used to stop people from actually critically thinking. Mm-hmm. So, again, there's a company right now that I'm not going to name, and they've got stuff that's stuck at the border that's not moving, and it's like, oh no, our product's not stuck because it's bad.
Why are we not saying the name of the company? Tell me why we're not doing that.
Honestly,
what are you doing? Is this like some sort of big build up to your finale?
I think so.
Yeah.
And not only that, because if I mention it now, I'm already having an issue. We're already having an issue controlling the influx of people that are flocking to the Facebook group. Oh. So I don't really want to be the next person plugging it, and then everybody's up until 5 a.m. vetting requests because it's already been pretty ridiculous. Okay. But,
all right, so thought control.
There's a new kid on the scene. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's I've heard a bit about it, and if you are saving this to the end, it's going to be really good.
It's explosive and disgusting.
Just like the diarrhea it gives you. T. Thought control.
We were just talking
Not
about that
toots.
one already.
Toots control.
Pardon me.
Sorry, I'm just vamping like an idiot.
You're not allowed to talk anymore.
I know. I shut my mic off now. Go ahead.
Oh,
what's E now? E.
Emotional.
Excitement.
No. Well, yeah, at first.
Well, and this is,
and then shit goes careening downwards at a rapid rate for most people. I was just going to say, like, it
went from one extreme to another.
Yeah. So you're going to experience emotional highs and lows. You're going to have those big checks that come in if you're doing well, and it's going to be like, oh my God, I'm really doing this. I'm really going to make it. And then you're going to have those low days where it's like, I can't sell a goddamn thing. I feel like the market's oversaturated. I can't see anybody else in my neighborhood buying this. Every one of my friends is in my damn downline. So how am I supposed to sell this to anybody?
Everybody in my neighborhood is already selling it. So.
Everybody, right?
It's just buying it from each other.
Right. Everybody's nails look amazing. I can't do anything else.
So good.
Okay, I've saved this section of the world, hun. I can move on.
Yeah.
Shit.
Bring that up again. What was the exponential rate? of people. Do you remember that? Do you remember what the exponential growth was?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was it?
It's after your 13th tier of recruiting 5 by 5 by 5.
You've run out of the
states.
The United States
15,
population of the United
world.
States, and 15 people would be the world. Yeah.
That might be updated by now.
No, well, it's close enough. But yeah.
At last check, those were some pretty decent stats.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. And
okay. So emotions
easily found. Just give that one a Google. There's a lot of great information out there that people I don't feel are accessing. So I want to spread this around. Hello. Emotional control. It's sad. Like I said, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. And then you're feeling guilty if you're not succeeding. You feel like you're failing your family. You've definitely paid something to sign up.
Oh, of course.
So you want to at least make that back in something else. 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up with shit in your garage or somewhere just sitting there praying that you can move it. You're not allowed to put it on eBay, I found out. You can't shill it anywhere else.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know this.
Well, that's really funny.
Yeah, so there's people that have tried to actually put stuff online like that to sell it, and they'll toss you, and then the company's coming. So I imagine there's people.
Is that the same for like Facebook Marketplace and shit?
I think so. I'm not sure. But
like, can people put their MLM garbage on Facebook Marketplace? I don't think I've ever seen.
I've seen Sensi.
I've only seen that on like the buy and sell groups, not the actual marketplace.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
Oh, I should actually look that up. That'd be interesting to know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There's a group of people right now that are looking in. They're asking Facebook to please ban multi-level marketing companies from being able to advertise.
Good.
And it's please anybody listening, please.
Listening? Hello.
Don't want to see that shit.
Well, no, it's one more route to get them into, and it's another thing about misinformation and disinformation. It's again the parallels with vaccine disinformation, like anything disinformation wise, political disinformation. This is just fleecing people on a whole nother level.
No
right?
kidding.
So,
people have always talked about television and commercials and mind control. This shit's on a whole nother level, guys.
It's a new medium.
And it's
not new, but
now that they've added
popular medium now.
The reels to Facebook, you're scrolling through now, and all of a sudden there's reels there. I get sucked into those all the time, and because usually there's a funny one, and then you keep going. Oh damn, was I had the other day, and I was pissed. And there's this girl with this gorgeous hair, and she's shaking it all over the place. And I personally don't have curly hair, but I'm intrigued by it because I know it's a bitch to take care of. And she was going on about this whole system that she had for her hair, and I was like, this could be interesting because I've talked to people about doing the top knot and sleeping with the silky pillowcases and whatnot. God damn, if it wasn't a monad, hun. And she was Monat. Yeah, it's this hair company that's been sued because people have actually had scalp burns and hair falling out, and so it's a multi-level marketing shampoo conditioner company. And she was going on about how gorgeous her hair was, and I was like, damn it, I got pulled in because your hair was pretty. For now.
Until it falls out.
And I'm not wishing her scalp burns.
What's the next thing we were to? Because that was cults. So now you said toxic positivity. That kind of intrigued me. Just the title of that. What does that even mean? Toxic positivity. This is you kind of gave me a bit of a rundown earlier, and it was intriguing because how could positivity be toxic? I don't understand.
When it's all that's allowed. Could you imagine?
That sounds very culty.
Yeah, well, could you imagine if you weren't allowed to feel anything but positive towards something?
I'm the opposite of that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I married you.
I'm the pessimist. So
I like
somebody like that actually makes me... That's Frank Grimes. That's Frank Grimes, isn't it?
I'm Homer Simpson.
It's just Frank Grimes.
He wasn't wrong.
I know. No, please take your time.
Excuse
you. It's just
you.
Dead air. It's fine.
I was having a sip of tea. So, are you okay?
I'm just trying to fill.
Well, like I said, when you show up at one of these places, all of a sudden you're a big, bright, shiny star, but you can't ask any damn questions. So it's like the only thing that you're allowed to say is a good thing. And it's almost like your emotions are being policed to a degree.
It's like the Stepford Wives.
Yeah, like put your mask on to come. Because if you're showing anything other then you're an issue. Like, you're not representing the company or the experience that you're supposed to be having with them. Because they all boast that you're supposed to have this fantastic experience and get the pink Cadillac, the white Mercedes, whatever the hell your company gives out, right? That you're paying the lease on anyway with shit that you're selling.
Yeah.
In case we're working towards that car, anybody, just so you know, that's coming. But yeah, you're essentially not allowed to have any other feelings, and it's kind of disgusting. You're supposed to be like a yes man almost. You know,
so,
like should I really invest in this, and should I really spend my money on? Oh my God, of course you should. You are gonna make so much money, girl. And it's like people just making you believe anything, even though they have no idea who you are, what your potential is, who your friend group is, if you can actually sell shit. No. I who am one of the most antisocial people, who I'm only just starting to come out of my shell, got roped into one of these companies, and then I was like, oh fuck, I'm not messaging people.
No.
I don't want to bother people. I wouldn't feel good if I would. And it was like, this isn't for you. You have to get the hell out of this.
It makes sense, yeah.
And it was you're being pushed to bug people, and
so
I couldn't do it.
So this is how fast this slope goes down, though. So what happens next?
Well, again, you've maybe voiced that something's not feeling right.
Possibly, or there's an issue, or
like, I'm losing money and I'm thinking about leaving. And if God forbid you express that to anybody that's in your line, they're probably going to go to your upline and say something, and they're going to come back to you, and they're going to jump on your ass because they have to replace you, or else they're losing money when you leave. Because that's what you are to them, is you're a leg underneath their table that's holding up what they're making. Mm-hmm. So the minute you leave, you're not just replaceable. They need to find somebody else that's willing to come in and take over.
Right.
I've actually heard of people buying out people's spots in these pyramids. And it's like, I'm leaving, but you can come in and buy my inventory out and take my spot, essentially, and take my clients.
Really?
Yeah, almost like... Oh, I don't even know. I can't even think of another profession that does this. Like, I've heard of...
Well, it's a shareholder. It's like a shareholder in a group, but the group is whatever this upline is, and somebody would just sell their shares in that specific...
I just couldn't imagine thinking I was buying a product from somebody that I trusted, and then one day all of a sudden it was somebody else sitting in their seat with no explanation.
Yeah.
And it's like, you'd want to know if there was something wrong with the company.
So they get out. Okay.
They get out.
So...
And boy, did they get out. You better get the hell out. You're getting banned from everything. You're not going to be allowed to see what anybody else is doing. They're going to talk all kinds of shit about you, because it's like, I always think of like a drop of dirt or water or food coloring into water and staining it, right? It's like, you don't want to let bad vibes leach into the group. So it's like somebody left and people start whispering about it and talking about it. And it's like, well, why would she leave? And especially if you were doing well, or even if you weren't doing well, and they thought that they could kind of bring you up, and they'll talk about how you're a failure, and the uplines will make everybody else below that was on your level believe like, that you were insane for leaving, and that you sucked, and they might even make up lies about you and your family.
So I guess the toxic positivity part there would come in, where they're still in their little clique, and
absolutely,
you're nothing like Becky. You're way better than Becky.
God, of course.
You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where the positivity would come in, but it's at the expense of somebody else.
Yep.
And that person just gets trashed.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it does sound like a lot.
It's a lot to put on somebody psychologically, and I don't think that people realize how deep getting into a group like this and trying to get out of it, how much it can damage you.
Yeah, no kidding.
And your confidence and things like that. Like, I just feel like I would be so withdrawn and anxious after, like, you're losing a group of friends. You're losing what you thought was a business that you had. You've lost money. If you have a family, again, you might feel like you failed there, and you've probably spent time away from them to try to do what you were doing.
Wow.
It's bad.
And there's just no real positive outcome for, what is it, 99.7% of the
right
people.
in
They just all, it's not designed for them to actually make it worth that time. It's not like investing in a career or, your own actual business where, you're spending 7 days a week at an actual storefront or a bakery or whatever and pouring your heart and soul into an actual business.
They'll tell you that that's the real scheme.
This is literally working for somebody else.
Yep.
You are not running your own business.
Unfortunately not.
You're not in business for yourself.
No, you have very little control over everything, essentially.
Yeah, you have. That's what I meant about the autonomy. You have no say in anything. You're told what to. Yeah, you're a puppet on a string. You really are. Wow,
it's sad.
That's brutal.
And I like I said, it's really aggressive down in the States, I find, but it's creeping in here and it's getting worse. I'm starting. I just saw.
You put a tweet out today that actually this is what got you on fire. What's the company that's here now?
Twitter on fire. I had like a handful of followers, and now there's like 100 and something people. Like, hey, good job.
Color something.
Color Street.
Color Street.
And
Color with no U because it's American.
And people here in Canada are losing their shit over
this
tweet.
As they should. God damn it.
Oh my God, it's spelled wrong.
You come here and you bring the U.
Change the company name just to come here. That'd be a whole nother lawsuit.
Yes, they can. God damn it.
So anyway. I actually saw my first Canadian Color Street Hun posting the other day, and in very typical fashion, it was on a calling all small businesses post.
Of course.
And I said, I'm sorry. I was very, very Canadian about it. I said, I'm sorry, but that is not a small business. That is a multi-level marketing company. And they, again, less aggressive, a very Canadian fashion, apologized and deleted the comment. And I thought, oh, well, that's not what I was expecting whatsoever.
Sheriff Ashley's out in Facebook land patrolling.
Bitches, we ain't buying. We ain't buying. If you do happen to make homemade candles or wax belts or things like that, I'll totally follow your page, by the way.
Yeah, bath bombs and stuff.
Whatever.
I don't care.
Hell.
You're making shit out of, like, Christ, I made hot sauce today.
Yeah.
Like if I was going to sell that, that's, if you want to shuck something out of your garage, I'm totally down for
My
that.
friend Rachel makes beautiful bath bombs, bubble bars, chapstick.
I know. Yeah, you come
wash.
home with some sort of tchotchke every day that smells amazing, and it's like, what the hell did she make you now?
I know. Rachel's an angel.
What's coming up next, Ashley? Where are we going in episode or I'm not going to say segment 4 of this endless loop? When are we going to hit the end of this?
I don't know.
What's going on?
I don't know.
What's taking so long to get to the bottom of this?
There's a lot going on in the world right now.
What are we looking at for the next episode, though? What do you want to talk about in the next one so we can tell people to get ready for that?
I've got a couple of folks that I'd like to catch up with and see if there's anybody that's actually willing to come and talk to us about their experience.
Ooh.
If I can get
some personal accounts.
Yeah, but
say hi to some people.
But again, the issue is that something new's brewing and everybody's really damn busy right now. So
yeah,
it's going to be a matter of finding the time for that. But I've got more shit to talk about, so I can fill some space if we need time.
Is actually Ashley saying she doesn't know what she wants to talk about.
Oh, no clue. But there's more. Much more.
I'm kidding. If you do get interviews lined up, that'd be great. I would love to have an outsider perspective, just so that people don't think we're just talking out of our ass here.
No.
This is actually pretty big. It's not as big as I ever considered, and then once you got into it and started showing me some stuff, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
So
we've only just scratched the surface. Like I said,
only just begun.
No.
What?
No. Like I said, I just want my Canadian friends to be aware of the shit that's creeping in and hold your wallet close, your family closer. That's
why I don't understand why you're not talking about the other one. Why is that such a big secret? Oh my God, it's going to be so good. I kind of like the carrot dangling on this one, because this will blow your fucking mind when you hear what this is. Like
even Ryan's he can't handle it.
You're out, and the best part is it originates here, but it's not allowed here. So it goes.
It's technically not allowed anywhere, but they'll just lie to you, though.
Well, exactly. But I'm saying it's literally like it's vehemently not allowed here. Leaves here and then tries to come back here. which is hilarious. So I can't wait. I can't wait for people to figure this out and get to actually see it.
Yeah, the only reason that we'll take it back is if it's going to go back from where it came from. Back from the depths from whence you came.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it's going to end up.
It's going to, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God. That's even funnier.
Right?
You're going to end up beside where it came from.
Exactly.
Oh, guys, you're going to love this. Remember that, please.
That's a little Easter egg you can hunt for later when you dig up information on this.
And please do.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Please do.
Honey, thank you very much. This was fantastic. Thank you for keeping all of us on our toes and telling us what to watch for and the people to look out for. And if you see these people on your Facebook, run the other way. Don't do it. Politely say no. Mm-hmm. And maybe people will start getting the idea that, hey, this isn't a business. This is not. No, it's not. Yeah. And it might not even be them that's unethical. It's what they are with is unethical. And this is just it. Like I said, it's not them. They're not the bad people. Mm-hmm. Like the people aren't bad. It's the companies that are terrible. Hell, like I said, I was very briefly involved in one of these companies myself. These things happen to good people. Well, of course it does. What are you saying? You're good people? I'm saying that I am delightful. Thank you. She says she's good people. I love puppies and seniors. I'm good people. I'm a nice lady. I'm a nice lady. Hey. All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we shut this down? Happy anniversary. Oh my God. Is that today? No. Okay. I'm a little early, but we're not going to be recording. Is that tomorrow? Sure. Is it? Yeah. Is it tomorrow? It's Tuesday. It's Sunday. Yeah. Today's Sunday. Yeah. Tomorrow's not Tuesday. When are you putting the podcast out? I'm just kidding. I know. It's Tuesday, and I'm very excited. This is, we've been married for 27 years. 2 years. It's 2? Really? We got married right before the pandemic, so every year counts like dog years. It's like 7 years. It's been so long. We've been married for 14 years. It's fantastic. I love you. I love you too, dear. And by the next episode, we will have had our anniversary. Oh my goodness. Maybe we'll take out like a crazy wicked trip to the backyard or something. Oh my God. No, you know where our trip's going to be to? Where? No, it's not. We're going there. Get your waders on. Yeah. Sexy time. All right. That's it for us. We will see you on the next episode. Thanks, guys. Ask you to keep your eyes open for letters in your inbox from Doug Ford. Make sure you don't pay those invoices. And if you happen to see the Premier of Ontario, please return him immediately to Queen's Park because we haven't seen him in weeks. Yeah, if somebody could get COVID's a tracking chip on that guy, it'd be great. Yeah. All right. Get ready. Back to school's coming too. We might talk a little more about that next week. Yeah. And yeah. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Stay safe, everybody. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning into the Sheeple Shepherd podcast. Be sure to check us out at the DeanBlundell.com podcast network and listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.